Hey y'all, it's your girl Becky, and I'm back here and I want to show you a street in Hong Kong. It's called Moon Street, and as you can see, there are a couple of restaurants around me, but I think this is a combination of COVID and also the fact that it's not even 12 noon yet. So I see some restaurants where the staff are already in, but they haven't yet opened their tables to patrons. And where I'm going to be sketching is there's this cafe that normally is already open, but I'm not sure why today they aren't, but because of that, there are some tables that I can use to do my sketch. I was looking around for a subject to sketch, and then I saw just how beautifully this light hit this restaurant called Artemis and Apollo. And you can see the sunshine is coming really strongly from one angle and also creates really nice shadows both on the restaurant wall side and also on the ground. So I'm going to try and attempt to capture this light effect. Let me just do a quick overview of the gear that I have. So I have my sketchbook, and then in this toolkit I have brush pen of 2 sizes. I have 2 fountain pens. They're both filled with waterproof ink. This is just regular tap water. I also have my watercolors, a tiny mister that I will definitely use, and a Kleenex. Sketching time! I'm using my trusty fruited pen. The intention was actually to use the different widths and thicknesses of the pen, but I got really nervous because anything that involves architecture and symmetry, I tend to be really careful about. So here I am trying to actually take the arch shape of the front of the restaurant, trying to put that in, trying to put in a little bit of perspective where I see things fading in the background, and also a little bit of the road because that's where I want the light and shadow contrast to be visible, and a little bit of the shelves or the things that stick out from the walls. And I'm also trying to put in the stores next door to show the contrast of the colors. Alright, I need to admit that I'm cheating a little bit because the light that first attracted me to the scene is gone. So thankfully I've already recorded that footage, so I looked at that footage for a little bit, and then I planted some of those shadow areas with these lines on my sketchbook, and so we're gonna get to coloring now. Trying my best to work from memory of where all the lights and the darks are, I'm first going to tone this whole sketchbook with yellow light because the light is really warm. Technically, it's a little bit more white, but I thought that watercolor usually dries lighter, and therefore I'm able to put in color because it is going to fade anyway. So I'm now just trying to put in all the light bits, a little bit of the shadow as far as I can remember them. It's really tricky though when you don't really have the situation there anymore. I did cheat a little bit. The easiest way is to look at a photograph, but I chose to draw inspiration from the colors in shadow. Try to translate that in my head on what areas would look like when they're bright, what are they going to look like when they're in shadow, and I'm just trusting my gut. This is after I cheated a little bit. I looked at the footage one more time just to see if I'm getting the shadow positions correctly and what sort of colors I should be looking for, particularly for the shop next door. So I'm just trying to play in on the shadow shapes. I'm merging the shapes of the contents inside the store and just trying to put in a few extra details, a few extra shadows here and there to really make a contrast of the light and the shadow. Now I'm pulling out my Kaweco pen with a black ink, and I'm just trying really carefully to write Artemis, Apollo, and fit it in. A key tip is to actually start with the first letter and then the last letter and then the middle letter, and then you just fill in the spaces in between. That way you can be sure that everything is gonna fit. And we're done sketching for the day. I think I spent long enough on it that the light has totally changed, so there wasn't much I could do without referencing my photo and stealing the glances from real life. I managed to be able to steal the shadow colors at the very least. So I had that, whereas like in the light everything was washed out. So I think I still made it work, but I've reached my limit as to how much more I can add in my sketch. And it's a learning experience. It's always a learning experience, and that's why it's really fun to always go outside and sketch. And if you want more videos like this, or if you like this kind of videos, please leave a comment down below and a like. Don't forget to subscribe and share it to all your friends. And I'll see you next time. Bye!